That's fine for your personal page. I recommend you do that on your personal page, but don't do that on your business page, because what's going to happen? I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is just a train wreck ready to happen. Because if you're a parent, if I'm a parent there, and I've had a kid there for 5 years, and he's the same rank as his son, why, what the hell? Why are there pictures of my kids doing jump kicks? You know, and literally, it's 4 times a week, and it's the same video, the same person. Mix it up. You know, I saw, you know, you guys do a good job on your, you interview people. I've seen interviews, and those are great. Interview the people. Who did the older lady? Was that you guys that did the older lady?
Yeah, probably. We do it all the time.
Yeah, because there was one that did really good on an older lady that they interviewed, talking about getting involved with, I think it was CrossFit or something like that. But those are great. Think about who's watching that and what they want to see. You know, if you have a 10-year-old that can give a safety tip that was taught in class, that's great. You know, if you have, you know, or you have your tenants, you have a kid, and they talk about perseverance. Okay, have that kid explain what perseverance is. If you're in Krav, you know, have someone explain, or have them, or pull one of them up there and say, okay, here's the defense against the front punch. Just a 30-second, 1-minute clip. That's it. Okay, because people want to see that kind of content, and the whole idea is I'm not trying to teach them a whole class. I just want to get them interested to where they'll come in, or to where they'll go to the site to fill out more information. And I always will give them where to go to fill out more information. But so we always want to give stuff like out there. If you start doing stuff like that, you'll start getting viral posts. Mark calls me all the time, and I don't know. I will pat him on the back here that
did something right.
3,000 likes in the last month, and he's now number 2 Krav Maga
in the U.S. that I know
in the U.S. as far as likes from his Facebook. But what happened was, he would call me up and say, how can we get something viral? I said, find something that people are mad about, you know, that's related to what you're doing, or people are controversial about, and then do a video on it, and then, you know, just put it out there. I think what was the one you did was on school shootings. Okay, it was on the active shooter, and then put it on there, and it got like 250,000.
That one was a little bit less, but yeah, it was probably my second or third biggest one I ever put out.
And then it was huge, but it was huge. So now, so you think something like that, put it out there. But now here's what Facebook won't tell you, and he learned a good lesson here. If Facebook sees that there is a viral video out there, your next post is going to be treated so favorably, you better make it good. So if you have a viral post, don't follow up that we'll be closed on Saturday. Don't do that. His next post, tell me about that next post. This is one following the
Was that just that short video I did of that drill?
Yeah, the one you got.
That one went over 1 million.
It was over 1 million views on that one he did, and he got 2,000 likes from that one video. And so I didn't believe him. He told me, no, you didn't. So I looked up and said, sure. So I had to dig into why. The reason was the previous one had gotten such a good response that it gave, and I still think
something still was
something
funky.
still off because the reach you got was so outstanding. But that's a good thing to keep in mind. And if you have something viral, make sure your next post is a really good follow-up to that post to keep the virality of it going up there, because you'll increase your likes, you'll increase your comments, you'll increase everything by doing that. So that's something you want to keep in mind. And if you don't know what can I talk about, Facebook on the side puts trending topics. You can also go to Google and see what's trending. Try to make it relevant to what you're doing. You know, no one really, the Kardashians aren't really relevant to what we're doing, unless I guess they got into a fight. But anyway, you know, you want to make sure you're doing something that's relevant to what everything's going on. So that's something to keep in mind when we're doing everything.
You're fine. I just need to take notes.
Oh, okay. All right. Any questions on that? Good. Actually, I forgot something back. We go to the next part. Podcast. Okay, I heard you were asking about the podcast the other day. So what are we going to start doing? Okay, we're going to start doing our videos. And here's how I would recommend the video, because we know Facebook's smart people, brilliant people. So they're looking where the trends are going, right? So if they're doing video, we should be doing video. we should also be doing podcasts. Who here listens to podcasts? I listen to them all. You were talking about podcasts, you don't even listen to podcasts? Oh, okay, I say, who listens to podcasts? You do. But who listens to podcasts? So podcasts are great. I do them all the time, you know, because through iTunes, through Stitcher, if you have an Android, there's tons of apps and they're free content. What I recommend people do, who knows who Joe DeCina is? He started Spartan Races. The way they do that is the way I would recommend you do it. They do their YouTube, right? It can be 20 minutes, it can be 30 minutes, whatever it is. That same YouTube is also their podcast. Okay, so they're only working at one time. So they're only really working on the YouTube. But if you listen to it, it's word for word what they're going to hear. Then we can take and actually edit out 1 minute of that and put it onto Instagram, saying, "Hey, here's our new, check our new thing," and then we put it on Facebook too. And what we've just done is we've, first of all, put content on several platforms. But second thing we've done is our Google ranking will go up super high if we keep doing that. Because the more platforms you're on, the more mentions you're on there, it'll funnel you higher on their rankings. So the few caveats about video, audio makes good video. If you screw up audio, don't even put it on there. If I'm listening to someone, they're Skyping, make sure you have a good connection, internet connection if you're doing Skype. If I hear it, if they're on the phone in that bathroom and it's echoing, I'll delete that one. Okay, so make sure you have good audio. I talked to Mark the other day, and I'll put out some list of what kind of equipment you can get. It's cheap. It's under $200, but it'll work fine if you have a laptop. Your laptop video. If you're interviewing on Skype, there's some software that'll actually capture everything, and we'll have the screen. And then actually, when the other person talks, they'll pull that screen up and they'll pull this curve. But there's so much knowledge within this group that that's almost a year's worth of information. I guarantee we would have just with the people that are here. You know, if Juan called Mark up and interviewed him, then Mark interviewed Juan. You know, interview Robert, interview David. There's so many topics we could hit that you could go viral, or you could get a big following quickly by doing that. Some of you are in MMA. If you're doing it in MMA, you should be doing breakdowns of the fights that were the day before. Okay, you should be doing, hey, Rashad got knocked out here. Make sure you keep that backhand up. That quick. In that case, it was that quick. So, things like that is what you can start doing. Is start. What do people want to hear when you're on your information on Krav? What we've been doing, active shooter. The safety things. Same thing. You want to keep those things going on your videos. So that's where we want to do that as well. On the MMA, who has an MMA? Y'all do MMA too, don't you? Some. Y'all do jiu-jitsu, right? Or judo, right? Okay. You do MMA. When there's a fight, do a Facebook live stream. Okay? And that's not just them. Everybody can do that. But specifically, you guys should be doing Facebook live streams. So during the breaks, start getting that out there. And so the Facebook live stream, make sure you're on a good connection. That's always number one. That's always going to be there. Everything I say means you have a good connection. Facebook live stream. Okay, you're starting to see more and more TV shows do this. I don't know if you've been seeing that. More and more TV shows are starting to do live streams now too. So the fight's on, right? You, all that previous week, are putting out there, we're going to be live streaming during the fight. And you can still be out wherever you're at, but make sure you have your laptop with you. So in between, when they ding, 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 you pop your live stream on, people can start asking you questions, and you just recap that first round. Okay? When it's 10 seconds before the next one, you go, okay, guys, we got to go. Next round's coming up. We'll see you in 3 minutes. Or 5 minutes, however long it is. So start playing around with the live streaming, because you'll end up, and at the beginning, you may not have very many people. It kind of sucks only one person asking the same stupid question. It's not even about that. But it'll pick up as you start doing some more advertising, getting that out there. And then you can start promoting that on your video on your Instagram as well. So, anybody done any live streaming? Facebook hides it, but it's actually in your status part there. There's actually a little button you can drop down, and you can actually start live streaming. And so, yes.
Is it in your business page or personal?
Your business page. You're going to do your business page. I think you can actually live stream personal. I've never tried that, but can you live stream personal? Okay. So you live stream? Oh, okay.
With the young
As I
guys.
said, you said, but you've seen people start live streaming now all the time during. Tim Ferriss does it. I don't know if you've ever seen Tim Ferriss. The Biggest Loser people do it now. The trainers do it during the commercials. No one's really doing this for UFC fights, so that's a good place to use.
Stay away from this, or is it a decent idea?
No, you want
No, the one I'm about to ask. As a Krav gym, man, like when there's on the national news, there's an active shooter going on right now, or there's a hostage situation. Would you stay
then,
away
I'd
from
stay away
that?
from that.
Because it's a little emotional.
There's still some decor.
Okay.
We want to, but you're gonna have to figure out where that's at,
I got you.
situation wise. Like after Sandy Hook, that wouldn't have been a.
Yeah, I see that.
But having said that, I will tell you that one of the companies I work for, they do concealed handgun licenses, and that after 2 days after that, they ran an ad, and they did probably over the next 6 weeks, they probably did 1,500 people for concealed handgun license. So, but there was a wait period.
It seemed like the 48 hours was a pretty good wait period.
Yeah, it seemed like well, and also a local. Actually, what brought that about was a local school that put up our teachers. This is Texas, so you understand. Our teachers are armed. Okay, so because one of the local school districts started doing that, and so we took a picture of that, and that actually got 250,000 views, and 80,000 likes, and they had 20,000 comments. And then after that, they ran the ad for the concealed handgun, and it ended up being, like I said, about 1,500 people over 6 weeks. It actually, it's come down some, but not by far. In fact, it's the top. He's one of the top people in the state right now, still teaching that. So that's something, just kind of you have to play that where you're at. So you want to be. Any questions? Mel? I have a question. What did I say is the most important thing about video? Raise your hand.
Audio.
Audio. You win a book.
My hand was up before his.
Which one you want?
What do you think?
The likable or the guy care side?
Thank you.
There you go. So now everybody's waiting. You're supposed to be listening. So what I want to do now is, because instead of, yes,
When you start the second topic, tell me. I'm going to actually make it.
I'm starting to set up.
Okay, hold on. Glad I asked.